What's up, guys? Welcome to Rice Cakes and Pears. Feel free to eat a pear or a rice cake, or just eat whatever food you like. I'm not going to tell you what to do. Today's guest with Anthony Stiriti. Did I say that right?
Perfect, dude.
Sick. This dude is the definition of hella. I hear he likes that word a lot. Just pretty freaking sick. He's a comedian, podcast host, cool guy. Anthony, how you doing, bro?
What's up, dude? How you doing? Thanks for having me on.
Dude, absolutely, man. I came across TikTok. It's kind of embarrassing to admit that, but I came across one of your videos and you were talking about why you had a side mouth, and you came up
Yeah.
really with a really funny explanation, and I believed it at first,
Yeah.
but I realized you're a comedian, so it's pretty dang funny. But
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
well,
People,
I was
people.
gonna ask.
Yeah.
Sorry, I cut you off, but like,
There you go.
could you just kind of tell us like what is the condition you have for your
Yeah.
side mouth?
No, it's a very random thing, I know. But no, yeah, I have this thing. It's called Hemifacial Microsomia, and basically, when I was born, you're getting a full scoop here. I don't really talk about this, but
Yeah.
when I was born right side up. So every baby was born upside down. I was born like right side up. So they had to like pull me out from my legs, and my mouth smushed against my mom's, inside of my mom. And then that's literally just how it happened. But people come up to me every day and they ask me like, "What's going on with your mouth?" And then I started just giving a different answer every single time because like it got annoying. And then
Yeah.
that's how these TikToks just started doing it. I was like, I do it on stage, might as well do it on TikTok. And then yeah, it's fun. I
Dude, it's
did it.
so freaking funny. Like, one that got me was you're like, yeah. It's funny because people comment like why you have a side mouth, but they could easily like just go through your videos and like
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know,
yeah.
but
No,
like
yeah.
there's. Go ahead, go ahead.
People are very stupid. I mean, people like when it comes down to it on TikTok, dude, if you look at my TikTok, I hope as like just a normal dude, you kind of understand that a lot of what I'm doing is just making fun of the people on TikTok that
Yeah,
are like commenting on my videos, just the stupidest things ever. Like I mean, some of these people are just unreal, and I like to
they're
mess with them,
Russian
I guess.
bots or something. I don't know, dude.
Yeah, dude. No way, all these people are real people. Like I don't think they just can't be a real person.
For real, my favorite joke you said about your condition was you're into J. Cole and you listen to Crooked Smile too much.
Dude, that video didn't get much love. That was one of my
I
favorite
know.
videos. It didn't get any love. I don't know why. I even put the song on the background to it and everything. I mean,
Dude, it
I
was so
love that.
freaking funny. I laughed out loud. Dude, and I also listened to one of your episodes. You're kind of talking about for your podcast.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
talk about it, but you're talking about how like the videos that get traction are the ones where you just talk about your side mouth, not the ones where you like actually put like effort into. It's so
Exactly.
ironic.
Dude, yeah, that and for a minute there, I was getting big on doing these videos when I would just go, I like my women how I like my coffee.
Yeah.
And I started off by doing one because I was fucking around with my friend, and I'm just like, dude, I was throwing a bunch of different answers at the end of I like my women, I like my coffee. Then I'll
Uh,
just say something else funny with my friend. So I was like, fuck it, I'll do a video. So I did a video and it did okay. And then I was like, dude, it'd be funny if I just did another one, like a part two, and just went on an absolute tangent and made up a story. And that video got like over 2 million views. So I just kept doing it. I just kept like giving a different answer for that. So
it's so funny.
I guess my forte is just giving a different answer on something that I already did. I mean, like, yeah.
Well, it seems to work. Does it ever get old though? You're like, I wish I could just
Yeah,
do what I
100%.
want.
Yeah, dude, 100%. I have so many jokes written down and like I have so many good ideas. Like I might do a video today, which is just like I'm so excited to do it,
Yeah.
but it'll probably get like 300 views because it just has nothing to do with my. It's a TikTok algorithm, dude. If
Yeah.
I tested it out one time too. I did a video nothing in real like about like nothing to do with my mouth at all, but I wrote down on the in the caption crooked mouth, and I wrote down like on the little thing on TikTok, whatever, like when you write like the description, I
Yeah.
wrote crooked mouth in there, and I like kind of blocked it out in the background so people didn't see it. and then it got views. So it's like literally
Weird.
If TikTok sees that I'm talking about my mouth, they just send it out to people, which is very funny. But
Like, yeah, this is good stuff right here. That's
yeah,
funny.
exactly.
Dude, what got you into like comedy?
Honestly, it's a very random story. I remember I finished up my junior year of college, and that summer I was supposed to be out in LA, here where I am right now, doing an internship for the LAPD. And I was like, because I was always wanted to be in law enforcement, and
Oh,
then
sick.
yeah, which is kind of random, which with what I do now, it doesn't make much sense. But anyways, I was supposed to do this internship, but it was unpaid, and I was like, all right, I'm not gonna like pay to live here for unpaid internship. I'd just be losing a ton of money. So then I went back home, and because I was going to do the internship, I didn't have anything to do. I played baseball in college, so
Yeah.
like I was too late to get on a summer baseball team. So I'm just sitting there like, damn, I don't have anything to do. So I got a job at Buffalo Wild Wings, and I was like, dude, I want to do something with my summer. I don't want to sit here wait tables all summer at B Dubs. Like I got to do something. And I always remembered that. So I grew up in the Bay Area near San Francisco, and I always remembered that San Francisco has this thing called SFCC, which is SF Comedy College. And I was like, "Fuck it, dude! I'm making some money." So I just paid for the college. It was like a 7 week course, and I was one of like I don't. You sound like a dick saying like I was the best one in the class,
Yeah.
but like I was the only one in the class that kind of like understood how to do stand up. I worked really hard. Like everybody took the class as like kind of like a side hustle, like a
Yeah.
like you find an ad in a paper, you go learn how to knit or something like that. Like people were just doing that to like learn how to be funny in like conversation. I took it seriously. I was like, no, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. So then like they sent us to like open mics, and I started doing well. And then I came down to LA because I went to school in LA to college, and then after baseball practice every day, we would just pop on up to the comedy club, me and my friends, and I just started performing. So,
Dude, that's so dope. Did you ever get like crazy nerves before, or is that not a thing for you?
dude, really no, which is weird because I would tell my teammates this, like I'd get more nervous playing baseball than I would
Really?
on stage, which is weird. I don't know. I think I think because at the time I cared so much more about baseball. And I was like, yeah, this comedy thing's fun, but like, I'm just doing it because I want to do it. Like, I wasn't really thinking much of it, which is good, which is the way to do it. Now I
Yeah.
think a lot of now that's all I do is comedy, but I don't get nervous for whatever reason. So yeah,
That's crazy, dude. How would you like describe your style of comedy?
very autobiographical, I guess. I mean, I I talk about myself, and
Yeah.
I tell stories, and so I a lot of my stuff is kind of like witty punchlines, and I find humor in a lot of things like that I do every day. So in the sense of like how who's so say for instance like like Jerry Seinfeld. Jerry
Yeah.
Seinfeld talks about like everyday stuff that everybody can relate to. I talk about stuff, relatable stuff, but like stuff that's like unique to me, if that makes sense. Like
For sure.
stories in my life, and people are like, "Oh, I've had some shitty story like that happen to me too." Like for instance, like I'll talk about my parents going through a divorce, and I'll make that really funny, and somebody in the crowd's probably like, "Oh, I've had, that's funny. He's spun that in a way that divorce is funny." Like I don't know,
Yeah, they
like
can relate
stuff
to
like
it.
that. Yeah,
That's cool, dude.
stuff like that. Yeah,
And I saw Chris D'Elia was at your comedy club.
yeah. So
That's wild.
yeah, so that happened basically because I'm friends with Michael Lenoci. I open for him on the road sometimes, and he lets me host the shows and whatever. He, when Chris D'Elia was on tour and stuff like that, he was Chris D'Elia's opener. So,
Oh, dang.
yeah, I always put him on my shows. I run my own show at the Haha in North Hollywood, the Haha Comedy Club. I bartend there, and I like host and produce my own shows there. So I book all the comics and everything like that. And I have Michael on a lot of my shows. Michael texts me like 10 minutes before I was walking in, and he goes, "Hey, I'm bringing Chris." I was like, "Hell yeah!" And yeah, it was awesome. It was fun.
Dude, that's crazy. Did you
Yeah.
get to talk to him at all?
Oh yeah, yeah. We talked a lot. he was telling me that he basically started doing the exact same thing I did. So he started at the Ha Ha Comedy Club as well,
No way.
kind of just like hustling, doing whatever he can to help out around there, which is what I do now, and then performing.
Dang.
So and he was really close when he was like my age. He was really close with the owner, Terry, and I'm pretty close with her now as well. So it was kind of like a cool. We took we flicked up, took a little pic, kind of like a cool little thing. I don't know.
Dude,
I,
that's so cool.
yeah, he was my favorite comic growing up. So yeah, it was. You see people like I'll get off stage sometimes and be like, dude, I killed. I had a great set. That's just nothing to compared to what Chris D'Elia did that night on stage. I mean, he can just walk up on stage and just murder a room, just have them laughing for an hour straight for no reason. Like, it's insane.
Yeah,
He's the
I'm not
best.
surprised. He's freaking funny.
Mhm.
Like, do you feel like, I mean, you kind of said the contrast, like you're newer to it in a sense compared to
Yeah.
him. Like, what are some ways that that you think you'll be able to grow and learn? Like, what is Chris D'Elia doing to where he's grown and got to that point where he can just like freaking kill the show?
Yeah, dude, honestly, just what he did well, because I've been following for a while, what he did is just devoted his life to it. Like, he only did stand up, and that's what I did. I put myself in the position to I have a job at a comedy club. Write, I get up, I write jokes for whatever it be TikTok.
Yeah,
And that's the thing too. Chris D'Elia said early. Chris D'Elia, not a lot of people know he blew up on Vine a little bit too.
yeah. No, I
Just
remember
do
he did these singing things. It was so funny.
yeah, just like nothing crazy, just like with a camera and with a phone, a camera. That's all you need. Kind of just like what I'm doing. So then, yeah, dude, he posted something a couple years ago saying like this is I've gone 11 days without doing stand up. That's the longest I've gone in 13 years. So just that right there is kind of goes to show that you just got to do it. You just got to keep doing stand up. You just
Yeah,
got to. He did it multiple times a night, every single night for like 13 years. So just keep doing it, keep getting better, and he loves it. Yeah, I love it too. So just have fun with it.
that's awesome, bro.
Yeah,
So you played baseball in college. How was that experience?
it was awesome. It was the best probably 4 years of my life, but it's one of those things too. I was always thinking like, all right, I played D3 baseball in college, and I worked so hard at it.
Yeah,
I could have, and I'm not playing baseball anymore. I could have probably just like not done that and just started doing stand up when I was 18. That's what I wanted to do, right? But no, because like being a baseball player and being with those guys and all your friends every single day, that makes you funny in a way because you're all
yeah,
just giving each other shit, you're messing with each other. So that I don't think I'd be a comedian if I didn't play college baseball. So that's the thing that me and my I was lucky enough. Some of my friends, my co-host of my podcast, Justin, and he was my roommate in college for 3 years. He's way funnier than I am. I've always said that he's so funny, like just when you're just hanging out, and but like he'll never be able to get on stage because he's a shy
yeah.
little guy. So
That's interesting.
yeah,
Dang. So let's talk about your podcast a little bit. I know it's about 2 years old. You started in 2020.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Dude, yeah. I started it in my kitchen of my dad's house
Let's
in
go.
yeah, dude. I was my first couple episodes were really echoey. You hear the echoes because my
Yeah.
dad, because when I started it as my dad was selling his house. So it was very weird. It was very like I started it and there was no furniture in the house. It was just we were on the island countertop and I'd have a friend over. Yeah, the first two episodes. First episode was my friend Ryan. Second episode was my friend Andrew. Third episode, I did it down at my college house. So yeah, those first two episodes, I was just in my dad's house with nothing in it. I'd invite people over,
Echo
like there was
City.
no furniture. Yeah, just Echo City, bro. And then, but I we were just doing it. And the first couple of times I did it, I was just like, after the first time I did it, I remember just being like, dude, this is sick because we were drinking. just
Yeah.
hanging out, talking, and we just posted it. I'm like, that's it. That's just sick, dude. So like, yeah, man, podcasting is my favorite thing to do. I just don't
Yeah.
do it as much because obviously we're talking before we started. My co-host Justin just hasn't been around, but no, the podcast is when I moved out to LA to Hollywood. That was like the thing that kind of helped me, I guess, if you want to call it network it,
Right.
or just
Right.
and just have something. So like looking like I wasn't thinking about this in the moment, but like looking back, it's like, yeah, did that help me? Like if I go to a comedy show, I'd be, getting along with another comic that I like, be like, hey, want to come on my podcast? I'm like, sure. And then you became friends with them. And now those people that had on my podcast right when I started, they're like great friends to me now. So like little stuff like that. Like I was able to have and just like, dude, like what you did, you just DM people. It's almost like cold calling. Like
Yeah. Totally.
yeah, I was doing when I moved out to LA, my first job was I was doing sales. So it's like kind of it. I don't know if that translated to my podcast ability to get people on, but I was like, there was one point when I was getting texts from people like, dude, how'd you get that guy on your podcast? Because like
Yeah.
I had John Kilmer on like the 8th episode or something, and he is Mike Stud's. I don't know who Mike
Dude,
Stud is.
I was gonna ask you if you listen to Mike said because he's a baseball player.
Dude, yeah. I mean, I don't just listen to Mike Stud. Dude. I mean, I am Mike Stud. Dude,
Dude,
I love Mike Stud. Just like I've met Mike a couple times,
no way.
just at shows and stuff like that. Dude, yeah, we were at in LA a couple years ago. He had a show. It was like a free show, and I even got a shirt. I bought a shirt and said I went to the last Mike Stud concert in LA because then he changed his name to
Wait,
Mike. I
what did he
paid the.
change it to? Because in
It's
high
just
school I listened to Mike Stud.
yeah. It's just Mike.
Oh,
Dude, it's great. Like after this, go on YouTube, just type in Mike.
yeah.
I mean, maybe some Michael Jordan stuff will come up, but like go for Mike the artist, and you'll see like his new music. He rebranded so much better now. He's so
No
much.
way.
It's like a different vibe too. I mean, his old stuff's still good, but that's like his old stuff. His new stuff is unreal. It's like the only thing to compare it to is like a more lighthearted, chill Post Malone. Like if
Oh,
Post Malone was like a country guy almost.
yo, that's really interesting. I think that's a smart move too because I feel like, I mean, I'm no musician or artist, but like
Yeah.
there's a certain style that's trends for a little bit, like in the early
Hmm.
2000s, like alternative rock. But like you
Yeah.
gotta adapt, you gotta change, but like still find a way to stay true to yourself. So
100%.
that makes sense.
100%. And that's the thing. People gave Mike shit, but he's like, dude, this is me. Like, if
Yeah,
you can talk shit about me, but all I'm doing is just rapping about me. And like, that's what I kind of liked. I kind of liked how he didn't try to be anybody else, didn't try to conform. He never really signed a record deal or anything like that.
oh, that's pretty cool.
But no, yeah, we were talking about. I just, I just DM'd his guy John Kilmer on Twitter one day. I was like, "Hey, want to be on my?" Or I tweeted at him, "I go, you want to be on my podcast?" He goes, "Sure." And he was like very open to it, like very like he gave me his number over Twitter DMs. I
No
just texted
way.
him. Yeah, very like cool. And then we honestly became good friends after that. He came over to my house in Hollywood a couple times and just partied with us, with me
No
and my
freaking
friends.
way.
Yeah, and then they moved. They dipped, and they've been all over the place in the past year. But after that, I asked Huey Mack to be on my podcast. I just DM'd him. He was
Whoa.
a big. He was big in like 2011, 12, 13,
That
14. He
sounds
was
familiar.
yeah, he was a big like frat rap guy,
Oh,
kind of.
sick.
Kind of like similar Mike Stud genre. I asked him to be on, and then he just DM'd Kilmer and said, "Hey, you know this guy?" And Kilmer's like, "Yeah, he's dope. Go on his podcast." So then that helped me get on. So like little stuff like that was just like crazy. The fact that I grew up listening to Huey Mack, and he came on my podcast. That was a cool little moment. But yeah, dude, it was the podcast. I don't want to say it's over. It's not over. I gotta bring it
Yeah.
back. But it's my favorite thing to do.
And it's what's the name for it so we can share it with our listeners?
Yeah, dude, it's right there. Chicken
Yeah.
Concast. I got the neon
Big
sign.
Kanye.
I mean, dude, I have I have a neon sign, orange sign that says Chicken Parmcast. You think I'm giving up on it? Like,
Dude,
no,
absolutely
I gotta keep
not.
going. Nah, I gotta keep going.
Dude, what is it like doing comedy with all like the cancel culture? Are there like a bunch of weirdos in the crowd, or is it pretty chill?
Honestly, it's been chill so far.
That's nice.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at not being too dirty,
Yeah.
and if I say something that's like a little bit like who, then I'm a I'm good at getting out of it because something that honestly I've been realizing this lately, something that's gone to my advantage is that I am younger than every other comedian performing. So I can kind of act like an innocent little guy if I if I'd like say something bad. But I don't really say many bad things at all. I learned my lesson. I said a pretty inappropriate joke in college at an open mic.
Oh
Not that
shit.
inappropriate. My school was really soft, but I said this joke and they wrote an article about me. They made
What?
they made a whole big deal about it. They stopped doing the open mic.
What in
Um,
the That's crazy.
yeah, I mean, whatever. I won.
Screw them.
Yeah.
Dude, are there any like I mean, obviously that's pretty weird reaction for someone to like cancel an open mic, but are there any like moments where like you're on stage and it just doesn't hit or like the crowd
Yeah,
just
dude.
doesn't get it? Like how do
Yeah,
you
dude.
recover?
I I'm pretty good at both. I'm pretty good at saying a joke and not getting laughs, and I'm also pretty good at recovering from that. So if I say a joke and doesn't get a laugh, I jokingly almost apologize to the crowd sometimes. Like, I'm really sorry, guys, and I'll say like I appreciate you guys because now I'll never say those words again or something
Dude,
like
that's a
that.
good move.
Yeah, and that kind of gets just anything to get them back on your side. Like, dude, I was hosting. This is funny. That show that Chris was there the other night. I hosted the show, and I was my whole set. So when you host, you do like 10 minutes up front of the
Yeah.
show, and then you host the rest of the show. So I'm doing my set for like 9 minutes and 45 seconds. I'm just killing. Like everybody's laughing at everything I'm saying. I'm doing really well. And then my last punchline, I said the punchline and nobody laughed. And
Oh,
I was like, Jesus Christ. I go, well, I didn't want it. Like, and you're not supposed to end on that. I
yeah.
could have done more jokes. I have a bunch of more jokes. I could have just flown something out and ended on a better note. But I'm hosting the show. We have a time crunch. The owner tells me, hey, keep it under an hour and a half. So I had to like run the show quickly. So I'm like, we had a ton of comics. I was just like, dude, I mean, I didn't want to end on that, but we got to keep the show going, guys. You guys ready to have a good show? I figured like I had 9 minutes of like good laughs. Fuck it,
Yeah.
but like that was funny because I'm just like, dude, nobody laughed. It was insane. But and one time I was at an open mic a few weeks ago. In open mics, you go to like try out new jokes and just get them off your
Yeah.
tongue into the world. So I was at this one down in Hollywood the other day or a couple weeks ago, and nobody laughed. Like people were laughing throughout the whole joke, and then the punchline they didn't laugh. And I was just like, "Hey, did you guys hear that pen drop?" And then they laughed because of that. But open mics are tough, man, because it's all comics, and nobody wants to laugh at you if you're another comic, and it's not a real gauge if your joke's doing well or not, because comics are dickheads.
Dude, I imagine you get like some pretty thick skin. Like you learn how
Yeah,
to roll with the punches.
yeah, dude. I don't care. I mean, I don't care about anything. It makes you. I don't care about almost what anybody says about me because I
Yeah.
do comedy. You develop a very thick skin, and yeah, somebody says they don't like it. It's like, all right, well, there are other people that do. You don't have to like it.
Yeah, dude. I
You know?
think it's a really good attribute to have have thick skin or just be able to like let things bounce off because people get so offended nowadays. Like they can't like handle anything. Like
Yeah,
it's
and I
okay to
don't.
like suck it up sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. I don't. I haven't really like. I haven't had to deal with that much besides the open mic thing. I guess I don't say much controversial stuff. I don't know if I mean LA, you think in LA that like people are very soft and sensitive,
Yeah.
but the people that go to comedy shows in LA generally know what they're getting themselves into because it's LA. It's like a powerhouse of just the best comedians. So you're kind of expecting a really good, you know, like you're expecting controversy. I don't know. LA is
Yeah.
different.
No,
But
it's like the stereotype, I guess.
yeah, but if you like, we go on the road. The places we go on the road to is like San Diego, Arizona, Las Vegas. Like nobody's really getting offended at those places.
Yeah.
And then I went to Boston. I did West Palm Beach, Florida. Dude, there was like West Palm Beach, Florida was like one of those places. Like I was like, I said something on stage. I was hosting the show. I'm like, you guys don't have any diversity here. I mean, it was terrible. Like that was
That's
like
pretty funny.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, like people were saying jokes in West Palm Beach, Florida that you could just not say in California. But that was
Dang,
funny.
dude. Uh,
Yeah.
I didn't send you this question, but I know there's like I don't even know if it's like a stereotype, but like there's like a common belief that like comedians struggle with their mental health. Do you think that's a real thing? Do you think that's
Yeah.
like a legit thing? And why do you think that would be?
Yeah, dude, 100%. I didn't really look, obviously as an athlete, they make you look into your mental health sometimes in college and stuff like that. And junior year, I went through a little bit of that in college, but yeah, dude, this past year, I guess since it's not just it's being on TikTok, honestly.
Yeah.
I've gotten some crazy messages and comments from people. It's just like cuz some of my videos, dude, when they blow up, people will be messaging me the craziest stuff. And sometimes I'll get like from one instance I had a stalker. Somebody was saying that they knew where I lived. I was like,
Whoa.
this is like, I couldn't go out of the house. I was so anxious for a while. Um, Sometimes, like, dude, it's a very weird thing to be a comedian on the internet, in my opinion, because people just see you on your phone, on their phones, and they think, oh, like this kid, well, he has like 50,000 followers. He's our
Yeah.
like, so like the other day, I was at the gym, and some lady just goes like this, and is like taking a video of me while I'm working out, like this, just like holding her phone up
That's
like
so
that,
weird.
and I'm like, dude, what do you do? Like, just very weird. And like one time I was at an Angels game, and some lady turns around and says, "Do you guys want some of this black licorice?" And I was like, "No. Why would I want black
What
licorice?"
the frick?
Like I was like, "No." And she goes, "Oh my god, you're that guy." And I was like, "How's it going?" And then she just like started kind of like reciting all of my jokes to me and everything like that, and like was making,
That
but like
sounds really
you know,
awkward.
yeah, it was, you don't want to like be in that situation. I've been getting a lot of a little anxiety at some points lately because people don't think that there is like a barrier. People think they can just kind of say anything to you regardless. I've
Right.
had some weird interactions with people just because you're not like you're not famous by any means at all, but they see you often on their phones, so they think they have the right to just kind of talk shit to you. It's very weird. It's a weird little
Yeah.
dynamic.
Well, it's
But yeah,
ironic because like people are. I mean, I'm not trying to get political in any way, but it's just
yeah,
like everyone's like show love to everyone, accept everybody, and then you literally look at all these comments. It's like you look
dude.
like so ugly. Who are you? Like,
Yeah, dude. The comments used to get to me, and then I'm just like, dude, these aren't real people. Like these are
yeah,
like these people. Like, dude, like I like TikTok. I'll go on TikTok sometimes when I'm taking a dump or whatever, just chilling, scrolling through, and I'll watch a video or I'll watch videos. Do the whole TikTok thing. Never in my life have I felt compelled to
right.
comment on something. I don't understand. So some of these people must just be going through it if they feel like they got to comment on Anthony Stiriti's video. Like it's just like very like I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's bizarre, dude. I
Yeah,
don't get it.
unless it's compliments. Like I I actually I posted something on my Snapchat. I try not to post much on my Instagram that I get, because once you get a little more followers on your Instagram and with the TikTok and everything, you don't know who's watching your stories or who's seeing your post. On Snapchat, I know it's kind of just like my people I went to high school and college with,
Right.
and people that like I know them. So I post some like funny stuff on Snapchat sometimes. And the other day I posted something. Somebody wrote a comment like, "You're helping me get through chemo. Your videos help me get through chemo." I was like, "Oh, that's nice." Like that's why that's like,
Yeah, that's a good positive.
yeah, that made me feel good. So I posted that. Then right after that, I posted this. response to one of my videos. I made a joke about COVID. It it was my friend on the other side of the bar saying like, "Hey, can I get a drink? Can I get a drink, please?" I have my Vax card, and his Vax card was just like clearly fake. And I was like, "Hey, can you put a mask on?" Man, we were just like fucking around. We're literally just messing around, and I recorded it, and it got like 2.5 million views somehow. So then I had so many comments and people talking shit to me about COVID, which I'm the least political guy I know. I
Yeah.
don't, and then like I have no idea what's going on. And then um, somebody stitched my video recently and said like, "Here, dude, I
Show it.
might just have to play it for you."
Yeah.
Because so I posted that nice message, that nice comment, and then right after that I posted this, and I just said, "I'm not sure I'm going to be able to recover from this." Okay, here we go. Can you? Yeah, I'll see if you can
Yeah,
see
just
it.
put it towards the mic.
Please. Hey, you put your mask on, man. So I just wanted to first of all thank God for giving me this wisdom. Otherwise, I wouldn't have any wisdom. Look, I came on here to crash your video to say that this is not a lighthearted comedy skit. Okay, I want to straight up warn you that these vaccines are not meant for anybody's health. It is literally part of a 3-year depopulation planned by evil and part of end times biblical prophecies. It's the mental and physical preconditioning to the mark of the beast system, which will be implemented during the tribulation. But what's first going to happen is the biblical prophecy of the rapture. When you see billions of people disappear, know that our government is going to lie and say that this was an alien invasion, but that was fake. And then the tribulation and one world order and one world religion. Lost will leave Jesus out of it because he's the only way, the truth, and the life. And a one world order leader that will be Satan the Antichrist to implement the mark of the beast system. And it'll be electromagnetic and change your DNA.
What is going on?
I mean,
Wait, is she like trying to spread the gospel, or is she?
She starts it off by saying, "I want to thank God for my wisdom because without Him, I wouldn't have any wisdom." It's like, okay, that was pretty redundant.
What a line! That's a bar.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I mean, like that girl is allowed to just like do it. Like she's a free cit. Like
Yeah,
like people like that like can just do whatever. I don't know. She's
dude,
wild. There's
that
people
was
out there like
bizarre.
that.
I don't
Yeah,
think
I
she
mean,
breathed once during that too.
yeah,
She
dude. And
just
I don't know if you wanted to see the whole thing, but we were already just pretty deep into it, and she started talking about like, dude, she made no sense.
no, that made no
I don't
sense. She,
like,
electromagnetic field, Antichrist.
like, bro, and she's like 14. Like, I mean,
That's
like,
wild. Yeah, I'm
yeah,
actually really glad. Well, how old are you?
23. I
Okay, I'm
turned 24
24.
in 2 weeks. Oh hell yeah.
Oh, sick. So like, I don't know. I feel like when we grew up, like I'm glad I didn't have, like I didn't get an iPhone till high school,
Mm-hmm.
and just like social media, I didn't have till I was like a sophomore. Like
Oh shit,
Instagram.
yeah.
But I don't know. I'm just so glad that I didn't have all this weird stuff because I feel like it like morphs you into this weirdo.
Yeah, bro,
You like
100%.
comment things like that. Like I would never do that.
Yeah,
I just
yeah,
poke
dude.
people
These
on Facebook.
exactly. I have a joke about poking people on Facebook, dude. Dude, yeah, that's like I I would argue that like people our age had it the best because we went through like childhood. We grew up on like Nickelodeon and Disney Channel
Yeah.
and Cartoon Network, and then we just kind of grew into like we didn't get social media till like I think I got an Instagram freshman year, right before freshman year probably of high school. And then it wasn't like social media was there, but it was honestly like kind of secondary until like I think social media like obviously it was there, but like I think Instagram got a lot bigger,
Yeah.
later in high school. And like Facebook was new when we were in middle school. I remember just messing around on Facebook. It was like a
Right.
cool way to mess around with friends, but nothing crazy. Like this shit that's going on now with kids. Like I don't want to like I don't know, babysit.
It's like they're
I
brainwashed.
yeah, yeah, I should probably explain that. I grew up. I have a bunch of like neighbors who are a little younger, and like they're weird. Like they grew up on the social media age, and they're just not like normal kids because they're so in tune with social media. Like they'll talk. People like to talk to you over social media now, not like in person. Like
Right.
kids, we grew up just playing basketball outside, just being like normal. And that's the thing too. We would do outdoor activities.
Yeah,
We'd
we'd
hang out with
interact.
friends. Yeah, we'd doorbell ditch people and stuff like that. I don't think kids are doing that anymore. Kids are not even prank calling. Prank calling's probably old too. What are you doing? Like catfishing somebody now for
Yeah,
fun? I don't like
I could see
crazy.
that, honestly.
Yeah, bro. Couldn't
That's
do that.
crazy, dude. Dude, I
Yeah.
saw you met Johnny Manziel. I know it's kind of like a different
Yeah.
segue, but I saw that.
No,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
No, yeah, dude. I appreciate you bringing that up. He uh, he's a really good guy. I People give him a bad rep, and
Oh,
I
for
and
sure.
especially when I posted that picture, a lot of my friends talking shit. Oh, you're like Johnny Manziel, like talking shit to me. I'm like, dude, yeah, he's a human being. People don't understand that, dude. There is nothing. I don't know if you follow football at all,
Yeah.
but
Oh, big football.
you are
Yeah.
there. You will not see anything like that again, in my opinion. He transcended college football and just sports in general. He was 19, 20 years old. Like that's never going to happen again. He had LeBron James tweeting about him. He was sitting courtside with Chris Paul, and or he's he's sitting courtside with somebody, like Chris Paul and Blake Griffin, I think.
I wouldn't be
Like
surprised.
yeah, and he's I was really introduced to him, his actual personality, I guess, through Mike Stud. He's real close with Mike Stud, and yeah, he's a human being, dude. He was thrown in the most wild situation, which 90% of kids, if they were in that situation, would have acted the exact same way. I mean, the guy just loves to party, and
Yeah.
you can't blame it.
Yeah.
You
Well,
can't blame him.
it's funny. I mean, he was just a normal guy. And then, I mean, if anyone saw like the crazy stuff any of us did, like we would get destroyed too. Like if we were under a
Yeah,
microscope.
100%. I mean, like, dude, 19 years old, you're all ESPN is talking about. Like, it was back then. It was What was that? Like 2014.
Yeah.
They were like Johnny Manziel, and then like LeBron's hairline. I don't know. That's all they talked about in 2014 on ESPN. But yeah, dude,
Yeah.
he's a good dude, and he moved out to Scottsdale. I guess he moved out of LA. He's in Scottsdale now, which I don't know where you're from, dude. But
I'm
if you
from
ever get the
Texas, so
chance,
I'm
you're
from
from Texas.
Dallas. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, Mike was he was posted up there for a little bit, but
Yeah.
Scottsdale is I think the best place in the U.S. It's so chill. The bar scene is great. Um, like good looking people.
Yeah.
It's a cool little golf area if you like golf.
Dude,
It's a
yeah.
chill vibe. It's a very cool. Everybody's down to earth. It's a good. That's honestly where I go. I like doing shows out there, and I used to have a friend that lived out there. Whenever I'd get stressed out or just too much going on in LA, I'd go out to Arizona. Even if when the weather was shitty here in January, I'd go out to Arizona. It's beautiful
Yeah.
out there. So yeah,
Well,
October through March, that's the best place in the country to be.
yeah, it seems like just an easy way to get to. I know some people, so I'm living in Utah right now. So there's a lot of people
Okay.
from Arizona that live here, and then they always talk about how they would go to LA or wherever. So
Yeah.
I get it. It's like vice versa. You would go to Arizona to chill.
Where in Utah are you?
So I'm living in Orem, Utah. It's like south of Salt Lake.
Okay. I've
Yeah, the
never been to
land of the
Utah.
Mormons, bro.
Oh, are you Mormon?
Yeah, yeah,
Damn, that's pretty. I have met a few Mormon people before. Damn, that's interesting. What
yeah, dude,
follow up
dude.
question? Have you been to Park City, Utah?
Yeah, dude. Park City is
That's
beautiful.
that's supposed to be like the best place. Like
Oh
that's
yeah,
supposed to be like how I talked about Scottsdale. That's how people talk about Park City.
dude. It's such a cool vibe. Like it's different. It's almost like a. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of San Francisco now, but it's almost
Hmm.
like a San Francisco vibe. Like all the
Okay.
houses are kind of cute and next to each other, and then it's just a cool little ski town. Good
Oh,
eats.
sick.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
cool.
so sick, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna check that out for sure. I want to visit Utah, um, Salt Lake, I guess, and Park City, and then I've always wanted to go to Colorado, Denver, Boulder area. I've never been to Colorado,
Have you ever
but
done any skiing or snowboarding?
yeah, yeah. I grew up. I don't know if we mentioned this. I grew up in. I was born in the Bay Area. Then right away we moved to Italy, and I lived in Rome, Italy,
Oh,
until I was like 10, 10 or 11. Then we moved back to the Bay Area. So when we were in Italy, they give you a week off um, every February to go skiing. It's called Ski Week or White Week. I think they call it Semana Blanca
that's
in
cool.
Italy. So like they'd give you a week off, and everybody would go. Like we'd go ski the Swiss Alps, and like
Oh,
or we'd go to
sick.
like Germany or something like that. So yeah, it was very. I've lived a very random life so far. It's very weird, but yeah, I've done a lot of skiing, and my cousins have a house in Lake Tahoe. So I
Oh,
ski up
nice,
there a little
dude.
bit too.
Tahoe's
Yeah,
sick.
yeah, dude, that's the best. I mean, I don't think there's besides parks. I've literally only heard Tahoe be compared to Park City because it's like a ski town, but then in
Yeah.
the summer it's like a little lake area too, right? If I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
there is a lake near Park City. I'd
Hmm.
say it's like I only live like 45 minutes away.
Oh,
It's
sick.
honestly sick. So like being from Texas, like Texas is cool and all, but there's no nature, no mountains or anything.
Uh
And
huh.
if you're Mormon, you don't really drink or do any of that stuff. So it's
Uh
like,
huh.
all right, what am I gonna do except go to Whataburger? So
Yeah, dude,
like
Whataburger's so good. They have it in
yeah,
Arizona.
yeah, it kind of compensated. But like I don't know, dude, Utah is just it's so beautiful. Like the mountains, skiing,
Yeah,
hiking, lakes. It's so
I
great.
like that. I like that, dude. So rice cakes and pears. That makes sense now that you're Mormon. I didn't know you were Mormon. I was like, why is it? That's a different name. Rice cakes and pears. That makes sense. They're
Wait,
probably.
yeah, well, you know why I only eat rice and pears, right?
Well, I also saw you have you eat through a tube.
Yeah, so I have a feeding tube, and then yeah, so I was on a diet of rice and pears. Okay, let me back it up here.
Yeah.
So
Go ahead.
I was able to eat my whole life till I was 12, and then I got diagnosed with a weird disease where my white blood cells mistake food as a germ. I messaged that to you. It's kind of like my
Okay.
punchline, like, yeah, I have this disease. Um, and basically, like, my symptoms would be like I'd throw up, get sick. Like, basically, when you
Damn.
get sick, your white blood cells fight it off. So they would do the same thing with food.
Okay.
And so from 12 to 15, I just throw up all the time. Like it sucked. And when I
Damn.
was 15, like I tried meds, nothing worked. And my doctor's like, we got to take you off all food, dude. We got to put you on a medical formula diet. So I was
Damn.
like, what the heck? Like this is crazy. And but at the time I was like, okay, it'll be temporary. Like this won't last more than a year. So the idea was like, we'll put you on this medical formula for 3 months. That's all you're gonna drink. So like think of like a nasty protein shake.
Yeah.
And it sucked, but like I felt better. And they allowed me to keep a couple foods in, so I chose rice. I didn't choose pears yet, but it was corn and coconut. And so 3 months
Uh-huh.
went by. They tested me, and they're like, "Okay, you look better, but not quite where we want you to be." So I had to
Hmm.
take out two more foods. So I stuck with rice, and then I looked good after that. And so I was 15, and they're like, "Okay, like let's try food slowly." And the next 8 years, all I could get was rice and pears. So it
Oh
kind of
shit.
became like my trademark. Um,
Damn.
yeah,
So
dude, rice and pears.
so you physically eat the rice and pears. You don't put those through the tube, right?
Yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
I drank the formula by mouth for like
Oh
3 years.
wow.
So I was a swimmer
Damn.
in high school, and it was just so nasty, dude. Like, but the swimming, like the sport, like made motivated me to drink it.
Yeah.
And at the end of high school, I got a feeding tube. I was like always against being weird, and
Uh-huh.
I wanted to fit in, kind of that dumb stuff. But honestly, like I got a feeding tube, and it was a game changer because I didn't have to taste the formula anymore.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah. So
That
that
makes
was like
sense.
sweet. And then I had a glow in the dark feeding tube, so it was a sweet conversation starter in the hot tub.
In the hot tub. Wait, so it tastes that bad that you would rather feed through the belly? It's your belly button, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Here it's
You'd
like
rather.
right there.
Wow.
It's like
That's
imagine it's like the blow up part of the beach ball. That's what it looks like.
it's just in your belly button or right next to your belly button.
It's right next to it. Yeah,
How did they get it in there?
dude. It was kind of sketch because like I realized this. So in my last interview, I interviewed someone with a feeding tube, and
Hmm.
she's a girl, and she was like, "I've never met like an adult male who has a feeding tube." I was like, "Really?" And then I started thinking, I was like, "I don't know anyone, any other like my age."
Yeah.
So they're all little kids, and so when they did my surgery when I was 18, they had to like they only had like the tools that they used on kids, which were like I guess smaller knives and whatever. So they had to
Jeez.
like wing it and like figure it out. Luckily, it turned out okay. But
Wow.
yeah, it
Dude.
just goes straight to my stomach.
Okay, that makes sense. Dude,
Yeah,
I know a lot of people with like random stuff like that. Like obviously what I like what I have very very random. Like
yeah,
but also like I'm trying to think. I know, not that it's random, but my brother's friend growing up always had diabetes, so he was always doing that. And then their other friend had acid reflux, so this kid would just throw up every. I mean, I still he still does it, but he throws up in his mouth and then swallows it a lot. And then
That's the
my
life right there.
yeah, dude, my cousins have a bunch of allergies too. I'm
Yeah, you
allergic
have a
to
peanut allergy.
yeah. Oh, you saw one? I did a video about
Yeah.
that, huh? Yeah, dude. I the thing is, I wrote this down yesterday. I'm trying to make a joke out of it. I would I already talk about peanut allergy a little bit. It's like a very short joke, but if I didn't have a peanut allergy, I would make fun of kids that did. So like I'm glad I do, so I'm aware of it because it's such a dude. Just being allergic is such a random thing. You just can't have like I could literally if I had a peanut right now and just laid down, I would die. That's so
No
weird
way.
to me that like and
So it's
I've
an
pretty much
anaphylactic.
yeah, and I've pretty
Oh.
much accepted that that's how I am gonna die in some sense because dude, there's so many people like some of these restaurants they love slipping it into like they love putting nuts on something that just do
Right.
not need to have nuts on. And same with I've had a couple close calls like somebody would be like, "Hey, you want some of this whiskey?" And the whiskeys, I don't know if you heard of Screwball whiskey, but they
Uh-uh.
have it's peanut butter whiskey.
Whoa.
And then one time I remember I was at a friend's house or like a friend of a friend's house in high school or college or something like that. And they're like, "Hey, you want some steak?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And they're just marinating the steak in peanut butter.
What the?
I'm like,
That makes
"Bro,
no
like you didn't have
sense.
any salt, and pepper?" Yeah, like very just unnecessary. Like that pisses me off more than anything. When you put peanut butter or anything like that on something. Like, dude, I'm Italian. I spent a lot of time in Italy growing up. I'm 100% Italian. My family's
Nice.
Italian. We make a lot of Italian food. There was this one spot that used to be near where I grew up, and it's in Livermore, right near Pleasanton, where I grew up. It's an Italian restaurant, and I had allergic reaction there twice because I'm a big lasagna guy. I got their lasagna. No, nowhere on the menu does it say that it had pesto in it, and because pesto is pine nuts, I'm allergic to pine
Yeah.
nuts too.
Yeah.
And nowhere did it say it had pine nuts in it. So then, like, I I ate it and I started feeling sick. And then my dad looks at it. He takes up peels up the front part of lasagna, takes a little bite with his finger, and he goes, "Yep, that's pesto." And then we just went to my dad has a Boston accent, so he goes, "Yep, that's pesto." And then we went to like a CVS and just loaded up on Benadryl. So that was okay. That could have been worse. Then we went
Dang.
back to the restaurant one time and we asked the waiter, "Hey, you guys don't still do like a couple years later, like you guys don't still do pesto and the whole lasagna thing, right?" And they're like, "No, no, no, we don't do that." Came out, I double checked, there was pesto in the lasagna. So I'm like, dude, what's going like the
That's a bunch of
unnecessary
craziness.
yeah. Yeah, it's very unnecessary. I've had some crazy trips to the ER. And ironically, my mom will be the first one to tell you this, but they only happen when I'm with my dad. um, like I've had like 6 reactions in the past, probably like 5 years, and they've all been when I'm with my dad, which is kind of funny.
Dang. That dude's got
Yeah,
peanut clone or something.
yeah, dude, he's addicted.
He's addicted to peanuts.
Yeah,
He's an
my dad. Yeah,
addict.
yeah, my dad doesn't even like. I mean, it's kind of my dad isn't a big like nut guy, but my brother likes to eat peanuts around me for to be funny. But
Dude, that's so not funny.
yeah, I got my first reaction to pine nuts actually was in Italy when we lived there. I was picking pine nuts off of a tree and just eating them, and then my face just blew up, and I was like probably like 5 or 6 years old.
Dang.
Insane.
So do you have to
Yeah,
carry an EpiPen around? Is that like a
yeah.
thing
I
you
have
do?
I have a little guy. I don't have it on me. It's in my car, I think. But yeah. I used to have these big ones, the long, skinny ones. I used to have to use, but now they changed them to where they're like this big. So
Oh,
you
nice.
slip it in your pocket easier and stuff like that. So that's a lot better.
Dang. Um, so going back to like your bartending and just like working at the comedy club, or do you have any like funny moments or stories like bartending, just like some crazy maybe you saw someone or like someone was just
Yeah, dude.
bizarre.
Yeah, I'm sure I have a. Let me think. Dude, I mean, I bartend at a comedy club in LA, so I've seen almost every like famous comedian besides like the top like Dave Chappelle, Joe Rogan. Like Joe Rogan used to come to the Ha, but not anymore.
Oh, really?
But I've seen a. I'm trying to think of something funny. Um, shoot, I don't know. Well, the thing that pisses me off about working at a bar the most is you will not understand how many times I get somebody walking up to the bar and just going, "Hey, can I get a beer?" I'm like, "What type of beer?" Yeah, like, is this your first time? Like, I don't understand. Like, what type of beers do you have? Well, they're all right there. You can look at them. Like, I don't. Adult people are just so stupid. You don't really realize that until you work in like somewhere a place like a bar, in my opinion,
Yeah.
because I don't know what it is, but they get to a bar at night and they just shut their brain off, but they're still like a member of society and they're still talking to people, but they're just so stupid, dude. And like, um, that sounds mean, but it's true. People just they don't know how to interact with bartenders. People are so rude to bartenders. I get in a bad mood sometimes at work because people are just so rude.
Oh,
But
I'm sure.
yeah, I'm trying to think of what's a hilarious story at a bartender. One will come to me. It'll come
Yeah.
to me
Well,
before
if you
we
think of
jump off.
one too, like I can edit
Yeah.
it right in.
Oh, that'd be sick.
Yeah.
That'd be sick. Yeah, yeah. I'll definitely, dude. I mean, frick. Do I have to say frick? You're Mormon. Can you cuss?
Dude, I personally like don't really cuss, but that's kind of just how I grew up. This podcast is not for Mormons; it's like for everybody. So like every guest,
That's
I
nice of
want
you.
every guest to speak however they like. It's all good.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I have a question.
Yeah, dude, ask away.
So what do you use for your podcast to post? I use Anchor.
Yeah, yeah, I use Anchor as well.
You use Anchor, so they'll show you your demographic of people. If you know, like they'll show you who's listening, 18 to 26. They'll show
Yeah,
you where they're listening. Does your Anchor show you like 80% Mormon, 20% non? I
dude.
mean, that would be.
They,
Do you have a lot of Mormon listeners? What's up,
I mean,
guys?
it varies, dude. Yeah, I mean, so being from Texas, like it shows like, let me look it up honestly.
Are there a lot of Mormons in Texas?
Yeah, there's
Really?
Mormons everywhere. Yeah,
Really?
yeah, Mormons actually is like a nickname for for
Church
uh
of Latter Day
yeah,
Saints.
yeah, but it's easier to say. Let's see. I know my demographic is like 70% females.
Congrats, dude.
I know, dude.
How that's my TikTok algorithm used to be that.
Really?
Um yeah, I think it evened out a little bit. But
Oh, go ahead, go
I
ahead.
think oh dude, what was I gonna say? Oh, you're 24?
Yeah.
So where did you go on your mission yet?
Yeah, dude. I served a mission in 2016 to 2018. And I was honestly surprised they let me go because I could only eat rice and pears. So
Yeah.
like I wasn't like healthy and I had a
Damn.
lot of like mental stuff going on. But I
Hmm.
went to Orlando. I was Spanish speaking.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, dude.
I did my minor in college was Spanish.
Oh yeah?
I'm a big Spanish guy. Yeah, dude. Orlando.
Dude,
You're
it's a
big.
melting pot.
Really? A lot of
Yeah.
Hispanic people?
There's like Puerto Ricans, Venezuelans, people from Nicaragua, Cuba, of course.
Wow.
A few from Mexico, but like most everyone was like from Venezuela. Because I think when I was in Orlando, a lot of people were moving away from Venezuela because it's been crazy down there.
Oh shit. I
But
didn't
it
know
was
that.
cool, dude. It was like a really good experience. I think too, like I'm glad that I grew up in Texas.
Hmm.
Like I I'm trying not to use the word Mormon as much because we're like trying to like because like
Really?
saying Mormon like confuses people, you know? Because like there's Christians and then you're like Mormon, but like what the frick is a Mormon, right? So
What the
it's
frick is a
like what does
Mormon?
that mean? Like who the heck who's Mormon? So like Mormon, so like we just believe like in the Bible and then the Book of Mormon, which is like Mormon
I'm
is
musical.
like this ancient prophet dude.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to turn into that weirdo who like stitched
No,
your
you're not.
puss, but
Nah, you're good.
basically it's like a compilation of like Christ visiting like the other side of the hemisphere and like the Americas.
Okay.
And so we just believe that like if Christ was like visiting like the Middle East in that area, like why would he not like go to the other parts of the world? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes
So like
sense. Yeah,
Mormon is
yeah.
just like the dude that like compiled all of these books similar to the Bible.
Oh, his
So
name was Mormon?
yeah, his well
That's so
it,
funny. I didn't know
yeah,
that.
dude, it's pretty funny, but I totally understand why people say Mormon, honestly.
So, dude, well, yeah, I mean, that's the biggest. I mean, I think at this point, it'll confuse people if you don't say Mormon. That's how
Yeah.
big.
Yeah.
That's how big it is. But so, since the dude's name was Mormon, that means Mormon is a name that is that still a name that's around in the Mormon community?
Dude, I would have killed myself if my name was Mormon, dude. I'd get
That's
bullied.
so Mormon, Mormon
Dude.
the Mormon, Christian. I mean, I guess you could have Christian the
Well,
Christian too.
yeah, maybe being named Joseph Smith would be worse, honestly.
Yeah, Joe Smith,
What's up, Joe?
rice cakes in Paris.
But no, well, back to like my mission stuff. I think I relate a little bit with like you having thick skin or whatever, because like to
Mhm.
be honest, like Mormonism or whatever you want to call it is like not necessarily the most popular religion. So like
Mhm.
going out there like taught me a lot to like learn how to get rejection and just embrace it. So there's like moments where like we would knock. I hardly ever knock doors actually. I know it's like the stereotype. I didn't like that because I thought it was like salesy. Like I'd rather just talk to people on the
Yeah.
street or like I'd whip out a ukulele and just be weird as crap. Um, but we would like make goals to see how many doors we could get slammed in our face, and it was like really fun. It's just like
Really?
yeah, just like the pivot, like reframing like rejection, like is actually a good skill to have.
Yeah. No, 100% reject. And it's one of those things too. Like, sorry, somebody keeps calling me.
Oh, you're good, dude.
Um, yeah, dude, rejection's one of those things. It keeps for some reason going into my ear pod, so I can't hear you. All right,
Oh,
there we
really?
go. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, because I connect my AirPods to my computer and my
Yeah.
phone. I think we're good. Dude, so yeah, rejection is one of those things where like I've been hit up from my TikToks and stuff like that, and just stand up. I've been hit up to get on like some TV shows and stuff like that. So I'll get all hyped up for this interview, and then they'll be like, "Yeah, dude, you're perfect. Like, we'll just have to get the network to sign off," and I'll just never hear from them again. Which is something I'm used to now. I'm still, it's still pretty, I guess, early. But yeah, I got
Yeah.
hit up. They asked me to be on like the one of the two, the Bachelor or the Bachelorette.
Are you
And
serious?
I was like, yeah, I'm just a little guy. I was like, I don't think I could. And they're like, oh, how old are you? And I said 23. And they're like, oh no, we want somebody that's a little older. Or Michelle, the lady, wants somebody that's a little older.
Oh,
I
that's
was
so
like, okay.
funny. It's for this season. So I watch it with my wife.
Oh, you're married?
Yeah, I got 6 wives. No, I'm just kidding. I got one
Dude,
wife.
that would have been so. You said that, my heart. I thought that was so funny.
No, the best way to do it is just joke around about it, honestly.
That's so funny. I have 6 wives. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Um.
I wouldn't really be down for that. I'm cool with one.
Yeah. How when'd you guys meet?
Dude, we met on so you know how there's like Tinder? So there's like
Yeah.
a Mormon dating app. So
I
like
mean, dude, you were just. I mean, like, you're hilarious. I mean, like, I'm not trying. Like, you're a funny little guy. Like, dude,
thank you.
a Mormon dating app. Like, that's not. It's not funny in a bad way. That's funny in like a good way. It's like,
Oh
like
yeah.
that's fun. Yeah,
No, it's
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 funny.
hilarious. It's like it's almost like farmers only at that point.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
well, I mean in Utah
Christian
it's
mingle.
actually pretty normal. Most people use it cuz like
What's
it's
it called?
mutual.
Mutual. So,
Dude, it'd be
like,
so funny if you got one.
dude, I'm. I don't want to
You can
appropriate
say
your
where you
culture,
served your mission too.
dude. Scottsdale.
I served in the Scottsdale, Arizona mission.
What's up? What's up, bro?
I spoke
Dude,
Spanish.
dude, that's. I mean, that'd be hilarious. I feel like Mormon people aren't I mean, I'm sure. What's up, guys? They're listening, but a lot of Mormon people are very, very, very serious. I feel like they wouldn't take kindly to me joking like that. But
Oh,
I
dude, I
knew a
think it's
guy.
funny.
Really, I knew a guy who in high school he was like really good baseball player, like ridiculously good. He had a full ride offer to Stanford for baseball. He had a full ride offer to Vanderbilt, which is like the best baseball school in the nation, and I think he got drafted by the Giants as well.
Dang.
And he deferred it. He went to his to do his mission first for 2 years.
And did that make it so he didn't get to go, pretty much? Like, it kind
Dude,
of
I don't
ruined
know
his
what he's
chances?
up to. I don't think it ruined his chance. I think if anything ruined his chances, it was. I don't want to speak because I don't know exactly what happened. I don't know if he's still. I'm sure he's still playing. He's really talented, but
Yeah.
I think the whole combination of the mission and then COVID, I think that kind of
Oh.
put a little maybe just a timeout on on a lot of people's baseball careers. But I'm sure he's fine. I'm sure he's still. I don't know where he is exactly right now, but I just remember hearing that he made that decision, which was insane to a lot of people because he had every option that every single baseball player would kill for, and he's like, "Nah, I'm gonna do my
Yeah,
mission
dude.
first."
It's,
I think, yeah,
it can be, it can be kind of hard to understand that because you're like, dude, you have like this offer like of a
hmm
lifetime. Like, why would you
hmm
not?
yeah, and some of those people, some of the Mormon baseball players and athletes, I guess, have a lot of leverage because from schools and stuff like that because they get paid more. I know they don't look at it like this, but
Yeah.
you could tell like an MLB scout, "Oh, no, I want to go to BYU," and they'll be like, "Ah, we'll pay you. We'll give you a big signing bonus if you come with us," or like we'll give you a full. Another school like Stanford could say like, "Hey, we'll give you a full ride." Is BYU giving you a full ride? Like stuff like that,
Yeah.
like to like compete. We'll give you, you know, I guess now NCAA can pay kids, which is good. But
Yeah, that's a new thing.
yeah, Johnny Manziel was doing that before it was legal. But yeah, that's funny.
But dude, as going back to like how my wife and I met, we met in 2018, and anyways, I so I came home early from my mission. That's normally 2 years, so
hmm
I lost a lot of weight. It was just too much for me because it's like
Uh-huh.
that's all you do. Like, you don't get paid. It's just like 24/7. The rejection, like, that wasn't really the biggest part, but just like having to do stuff all the time and not like just being able to chill. And
Yeah. How do you have money for food and stuff?
yeah, so like the way it works is you pay, I think it's like 2 grand up front or something, and then that the church, it like goes to the church, and then they cover it all for the world of like every mission. So you get like, I think I got like $200 a month, but I wasn't eating food. So then I would start
Two
like,
hundred bucks a month for food isn't that much.
I know, right? Yeah. So, but as well, when you're on these missions, you go to church every Sunday. There's like a church.
hmm
I mean, you think it's only in Utah, but like there's members everywhere, I guess.
hmm
So like people would have us over for dinner a lot. So people felt so bad when I was out there that they'd give me like a giant mountain of white rice, and like they'd like saute canned pears and warm it up and put it on there. It's so freaking gross.
rice, rice and pears. That's
Yeah,
funny.
and they wouldn't. Well, I'd have to explain my disease in Spanish. So I'd be like,
Oh
"Oh,
shit.
lo siento,
Uh,
no puedo comer porque tengo una enfermedad donde mis whatever white blood cells." And then like
Yeah.
my accent sucks, so they're like,
My
"What did you say?"
my gringo blood cells.
Yeah, my gringo blood cells. Honestly,
That's
they call me Flaquito. It's pretty sick.
Flaquito. That's
It means
hilarious.
skinny for those listening.
Did you hit Disneyland when you were out there, or Disney World, I guess, when
Dude,
you were out there?
they didn't allow it. It was like
Dude, come on.
I know it was a bunch of baloney. They used to do it, but yeah, I
Bunch of
served around
baloney.
there. Yeah, dude, that's my curse word,
Bunch of baloney.
dude. And it's not that like, I don't know. It's just what comes out. Like, I'm not. It's not even like I'm trying to avoid cursing. Like
Yeah.
one of my go to words. I say, "Ah, oh, son of a nut sack." Like, I'll just say something really weird. It just comes out. Comes out.
Son of a nutsack.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah. It's
That's
pretty
worse
weird,
than
man.
anything I've ever said.
I
I'm just
know.
kidding. Son of a nutsack.
Well, dude, let's see. I don't want
Nutsack.
to take too much of your time, but like, it's been super fun. I'm trying to think what else.
Yeah, dude, I'm trying to think of a bartending story. I cannot. I mean, I know I have some because it's the most bizarre job ever.
Yeah.
But I mean, who's, let me think, who's some comics that have come up?
Or maybe just
I mean, if
like
you want to know, if Kevin Hart's drink is a double Casamigos, neat, or
dude.
on the rocks, double Casamigos on the rocks.
Wait, so
So
you gave him a drink when he was there?
yeah, yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah. Then I mess with people sometimes. Like I'll go up to some guy who I know sitting in the back when Kevin Hart was on stage and be like, "Hey man, like I made that drink for you." Just kind of fuck with him. Uh, but yeah, dude, that's Kevin Hart's drink of choice. Shoot, dude, I'm trying to think.
Dude, maybe. Oh, go
One of
ahead. Go
these
ahead.
guys. This is actually kind of funny. One of these guys, he's not a huge name, but he's a big headliner. He's a big following. His name's Steve Trevino.
That sounds
Um,
familiar.
yeah, you've probably his clips circulate the internet a lot. You've probably seen him around. He's a Hispanic American guy, but he hits, anyways. He hits a lot of things. Cool guy. The whole night I was giving his like assistant Crown Royal on the rocks, just like 5 of them throughout the night. And then he comes up after the show, maybe even more, like 6 or 7. He came up after the show and goes, "Hey man, thanks for the drinks all night," because I was giving them for free. Because he's a headline.
Yeah.
It's his event, whatever. The club let me do that. They told me to. I have to say that. I have to say that for legal reasons because I get, they try to get me in trouble for getting free drinks when I just didn't know sometimes. Anyways, this dude comes up and he goes, "Hey, let me pay for my last drink. I want to buy another one and pay for it so I can tip you guys." I'm like, "All right." He tips $100,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Dude, thank you, man. I appreciate you." Yeah, of course, whatever. I walk up. I already had entered all my tips. It was pretty late in the night. We were about to close up, and I walk over to the owner in the back, and I was like, "Oh, hey, Steve, gave me $100 tip," and she goes, "Tell him to give you cash." I go, "What?" And she goes, "When you tip credit card, you get taxed from it. I get taxed double from it. Tell him to give you cash." I'm like, "I'm not gonna go and
Yeah,
ask
that's
him to just
awkward.
change his tip. Give me $100 bill." And she goes, "Fine, I'll take it." Like I joked about it with her now that she said that. It's very wild, but it's fun. I mean, like it's ridiculous how you don't when you tip somebody in the service industry, it's so much better to give cash. So much better
That
because you can
makes
just put
that makes more
they put it in
sense.
their pocket and you get all of that. Say you tip $20 on credit card, you're really only getting like 15 of that or
What the
16.
heck?
So yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah.
What about like I imagine looking at your TikToks, there's a lot of women who like say like they're like into you. I don't know. Have you seen those comments? Like whether they're trolls or not, I assume
Yeah.
you've been on some dates. Do you have any like funny like date experiences where it just went really weird? I just feel like
No, dude. No, I'm a I have a girlfriend myself.
Oh yeah?
And yeah, she's actually been really cool about everything. She's the best. But yeah, I'm sure I would, dude. I would not. I don't know how my life would be if I was just because some of those comments are ridiculous, dude. Some of these
Yeah.
comments come on my. What I do is
I mean, it's got
at
to be a little
first,
bit flattering.
yeah, yeah. I don't want to say it got to my head, but at first, no. At first, I I acknowledged it in my head a lot. Now I don't think about it and stuff like that. I take the good with the bad because for every one of those comments, there's some guy saying you're corny. You're
Yeah.
so. I think, in my opinion, I think it evens out. I think I'm just a normal normal guy just trying to make a couple people laugh, and I don't get it either. Too, I like when people say, "Oh, you're so attractive." I think they're fucking with me because I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, no, I don't. Like, it's just like very weird. And some people and like my friends that have known me a while, I'll show them some comments. They'll be like, "Dude, no, like that's like you're not an attractive guy. Like fucking with me."
Just right to your
Like,
face.
yeah, I don't know why they would say that.
Dude, how did you meet your girlfriend?
um, Met her on this thing called Mutual. I'm kidding.
Dude.
No,
It was
no,
the
we met.
Scottsdale mission, wasn't it?
Yeah, but no, I met her at. I went to. She's from my hometown, so I've known her for
Oh,
a long
sick.
time, and we've known each other for a while, but we didn't really start dating until a little more recently. Um, and yeah, she's nice. She's not super tall, which is I've been waiting. It's been a while now. She still
How
hasn't
tall are you?
grown at all. But I'm 5'10" when I wear my Air Maxes. I'm 5'11".
Yeah,
So
flex.
I'm 5'11" because I wear a lot of Air Maxes. But then my girlfriend she's pushing 4'11", man. I mean,
Dude, that's
I'm trying.
ideal, man.
Yeah, we're trying to get her a handicap placard because technically, if you're 4'10" or below, you're considered undersized legally. I don't want to say the word, but
Yeah,
you're considered a little person.
yeah.
Um, and I mean, dude. I don't know if you've ever thought about this, but how much better and like more convenient your life would be if you had a handicap placard.
Dude, I've
I'm not sure if
considered it.
you should honestly well look into it because parking. I mean, I'm sure it's a lot different in Utah and in Texas, but in LA, dude, if you have a handicap placard, it's key to the city. Like you can park
Dude,
anywhere. You can park anywhere, especially if you're parked. I'm sure if you were parked in a fire lane and the building was on fire, but you had a handicap placard hanging on your thing, they still wouldn't tow you. Like I'm sure handicap placards give you a lot of leeway for everything.
dude,
You
is
should look into
traffic
that.
no, I will. I've considered it
Yeah.
like multiple times, honestly,
hmm
because there's been a few times where like, so this disease affects like my mental,
hmm
like gives me brain fog. I don't know if you've heard of that.
I'm sure you get
Basically, like,
drained pretty easily, right?
yeah. So like, there's moments where I'm like, yeah, I should probably get one. But is
hmm
traffic as bad as they say in LA?
Yeah, it's bad, but the thing that pisses me off is when people from the Bay Area, from where I'm from, would be like, "Oh, traffic's bad in LA." I'm like, dude, it's just as bad in Bay Area and LA. I've been both; they're just as bad in both places. It's the thing about LA is on city streets. Like in the Bay Area, you kind of escape it and go into your own respective cities. But if you're on the freeway, it's all they're honestly might be worse in the Bay Area freeway wise. But in the city, dude, I was telling my roommate this last night. Or not somebody else, my friend this last night.
Yeah.
I moved into this new apartment complex. I have a gym here, so it's the most easy thing. I walk 2 minutes. I go get a workout in. There's a convenience store in my complex. I get a protein shake, a water, go hang out by the pool, then walk back. That I give myself a little time that I can hang out by the pool, have a longer workout because I'm not used to this. But when I lived in Hollywood, I lived
Yeah.
on. I'm not gonna say a street I live on. My stalker knows, but I would drive. Basically, I drive from Melrose to Sunset, which is not very far away from each other, both in like West Hollywood area. Just it's like Melrose right here, Sunset's right here. Just drive 2 streets up and to the left a little bit. That would take me like 20 minutes. So it's 40
That's
minute
wild.
round trip just to go to the gym. Then you get to the gym's packed. The gym,
Yeah.
they make you wear your mask, which is fine, but it's not fine in this situation because the gym part is upstairs and there's just a bunch of dudes packed into this sweaty dudes into this gym. You can't breathe, dude.
Dude.
If you're doing squats, you have a mask on and there's a bunch of dudes packed into this upstairs level. Mask is not the thing. That's not the
Yeah,
best thing.
dude.
Like, I mean, for that time, if you're not getting COVID, you're getting something.
Sausage
So
stew,
like,
bro.
yes. um, yeah, sausage.com. Yeah, dude, it was ridiculous.
Dude, I
But I
guess
love
kind
my
of
new gym now.
yeah. Wait, what
Yeah.
gym do you go to? What's the name of it? Well, actually, I don't know if your
No,
stalker
it's
should
just
know.
no, it's just in my it's just in my apartment complex.
Oh, sick.
So that's why
Um,
it's simple. Now. I like it a lot better.
that's nice, dude. I
hmm
guess kind of just wrap things up. Like, first off, thank you so much for just coming on. It's fun to just talk about anything and everything. I think we kind of vibe out in the same
Yeah,
kind of
dude, of course.
style.
Yeah.
What is like the future, or what are your goals for the rest of this year with like your comedy? How can people follow you? How can people find you?
Yeah, dude. Follow me on TikTok and Instagram. Dude, anything. I'm not one of those guys. If you type into any social media, Anthony Stiriti, that's my account name. I think my Twitter is Ant Stiriti. You'll still
Cool.
find it if you Google it. But I'm not one of these guys that have. I book some comedians, and I'm like, hey, what's your Instagram? I'll promote you for the show, and they tell me like the word, like stupid, like very random names. I'm like, dude, that's not what you want, people. Dude, people tell me their stage name. This dude recently said, hey, I announced him as Brian Troy. and he goes, "Hey, can you call me Panda?" I'm like, "I'm not gonna call you Panda, dude." And then he just
Last minute.
another guy's like, "Smooth talking John." I'm like, "I'm not gonna call you smooth talking. I'm gonna call you John." Like, just very annoying stuff. But yeah, dude, follow me. Where are most of your listeners from?
Dude, according to this anchor,
Mm-hmm.
I have 1% non-binary
Good.
listeners, and then
At
so
least you
let's
got
see,
1%.
United States. Yeah, we got a lot of diversity. So we got 35% Utah, 12% Texas, 11% California,
Hell yeah.
5% Florida.
Ooh.
Yeah, dude, and the
So for all
kicker.
you, what's up,
Oh, I was just gonna say, and then I have like less than 1% in Ecuador.
dude? That's funny. How
Yeah,
did I don't even understand how that happens. I
I
think
don't
something
either,
like that.
dude.
I think mine was Argentina. I'm like, how was mine like? But
Yeah,
anyways, for all you 11%ers out there, come to the Haha Comedy Club. I'm there almost every night performing in North Hollywood. I have a show in the Bay Area, Pleasanton, December 9th. I'm co-headlining with my friend Vin, 7:30 p.m. Tommy T's Pleasanton. Um, yeah, dude. But you're the future. The future for me is I've been doing. I never really told anybody this. I've been doing a lot of acting classes lately as well.
oh, sick.
So I'd like to get into the acting world a little bit. I think that can only help my comedy career. And yeah, just my goal right now is to just keep getting better at stand up, be the best stand up I could possibly be. You know, make a lot of friends in stand up, have all my friends be stand up comedians, do stand
Yeah,
up as much as I can, but get bigger on TikTok, I guess, so I could have more of a following and get into the acting world. Just be ready for any opportunities because in LA, especially, everybody's funny. Something's got to set you apart. So if you already have a following, that's literally half the battle. You
right.
can go on a tour around the U.S. The club owner doesn't care if it doesn't matter if you make the club owner laugh. If you can make the club owner money and sell out the club, they'll book you. So I work hard on being funny and getting a following going. So that's just the process. It's just not going to happen overnight. You know, you have a
Yeah,
podcast, you get it. It's
right.
not going to happen overnight.
Well, that's awesome,
But yeah,
man. I don't know, man. If I'm ever in California, I mean, it's not that far of a drive from Utah, relatively
yeah, dude,
speaking.
pull
Like
up.
it's just a little road trip.
Of course,
I'd
my
love to
dad.
stop by.
Yeah, my dad lives in Las Vegas as well, and I know
Oh,
that's a lot
sick.
closer to Utah.
Yeah.
Um, should come hang out in Vegas for a weekend if I have a show up there. I have actually have a show up there in 2 weeks actually. But
Really?
yeah, dude.
Dude, I could probably make that, honestly. It's like only
Yeah, dude.
5 hours away.
Oh, it's a 5 hour drive.
Yeah.
Sweet, dude. Have you ever been to Vegas?
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
They have rice cakes, dude. Yeah, you should come hit me up. That'd be fun.
Dude, I'll let you know. It's in 2 weeks.
Yeah, this November. I think the 20th.
Okay. Dude.
What's the date today? It's in 10 days. Shit. Hell yeah.
Dude, that's that my wife and I,
Crud.
we love to go down. So like towards going south through Utah, like the views are cool, and then you get through like the Red Rock area, and then you get to Vegas. So it's always just a sick drive. Like we like to go down that way anyway.
Yeah, me and my dad drove through that whole Red Rock National Park area.
Like Zion or Moab,
Not Zion.
Arches.
No, it was just I think it's just called Red Rock National Park.
Oh,
It wasn't
sick.
too far from. It was in Vegas, I think, not too far from where
Nice.
my dad lived. But yeah, they have it's like I mean, it's just literally just red rocks,
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty.
which is pretty. Nothing else to explain it, but yeah, it was just big red mountains, pretty sick.
Yeah, dude. Well, sick, dude. Yeah, I'll see if I can make it. Thanks again for coming on, bro.
Appreciate you having me, man. This is fun.
Yeah, dude.
We
I
got
had
a
a
good little
blast.
thing here. Me too,
Thanks,
dude.
dude.
Appreciate it.